Hello guys and welcome. In this video I'm gonna explain the object oriented or OOP in TypeScript. They are very interesting, they are easy. I will show you step by step. Okay, so now first let me show you the concept of a class in OOP. Okay, for example, let me create a class which is called a car. Okay, so now as you know, class is a blueprint. Okay, so I'm creating a class. So this class will have for example, I'm creating the car that have that container or that blueprint have a body style, the name and the year. For example, let me say that a body style. Okay, so a body style is gonna be a string. Okay, it's gonna be a string, and this car also have a brand name. It's gonna be a name, and it's gonna have a year, and I will give it also a color. Okay, I will give it also a color. Okay, so this is how we do it. Let me add a comma. Why I did a comma in here? Sorry, I don't have to provide a comma, I have to provide a semicolon, and in here also a semicolon. Okay, so this is great. Now guys, so we created a car of body that have a body style, name, year and color. Okay, so this is a great. Now what we have to do is we have to create a constructor. Okay, we have to create a constructor, so you have to use constructor keyword. Then you have to provide, for example, body style to be now let us type together the body underscore style. Okay, so this body style is gonna be a string. Okay, it's gonna be a string, a comma, and that name is gonna be again the string. The year is gonna be number, and the number is gonna be, the color is gonna be a string. Okay, so the constructor will provide the same type. Okay, with this the same type annotation. Okay, then after creating your constructor, create and close this open parenthesis. Now we successfully created our constructor. Now we have to assign the class of the body style. The body style we have to assign with this constructor, which is the body style, and this dot again the class name we have to assign with this constructor name, and we have to assign the class year to the constructor year, and we have to again assign this dot color. The class color is gonna be assigned to be the color. Okay, so we created successfully our constructor and our car blueprint. Okay, so now after that, let me try to instance. Okay, let me create the instance of the class. Okay, for example, const. Okay, I'm creating that a const my favorite car, which is gonna be a new. We have to use this new keyword to call this super class, which is called a car, and you have to say like a car. Now let me give the value. For example, the body style is gonna be the sport car, the sport car, which is for this value I'm providing in here. Then the next is the name. The name is a Mustang, and the year is for example 1964. The Mustang is introduced, and the color I wanna be which is the red. Okay, now let me console.log my favorite car. Okay, so now this is how we create basically a class and instance of a object. Okay, so this is very easy. Okay, we provide the blueprint, the body style, name, year and year with the type, and we created the constructor, and we assigned that class to the constructor, and we created a object using a new keyword, and we assign the corresponding value. For example, the body style is gonna be the sport car, the name is gonna be the Mustang, and the year is gonna be 1964, and the color I choose is red. and I console.log my favorite car. What's gonna happen? Let's run the code, and it says that okay, there is error. I don't know why the error is coming in here. I don't know why. Again, let me clear it and let me save and run the code. Okay, so there is no a problem now. Okay, so I clicked the wrong button. Now it's working. So basically, I console my class with these values. Okay, so I have to access the specified value. I have to access the specified value. For example, if I want to access the Mustang, I have to say like dot using dot operator the body style. Okay, style sty. For example, in this I made a mistake, style, and this is now the spelling is correct, style. Sorry guys. Now if I provide the body style, if I save it, and again if I try to run the code, it's gonna give me the sport car. Okay, it's gonna give me the sport car. My code is correctly working. Okay, so you have to make sure your spelling in here and in your constructor works purely or the same. Okay, so don't forget that your spelling is matched with your constructor and your class blueprint. Okay, so now if I want to access the access the console.log my favorite car dot, for example, I want to access the color. Okay, so I want to access the color of my favorite car is gonna be a red. Yeah, it's gonna be a red, and my body style is a sport car. Okay, so that is the code is working successfully. Okay, so this is how we work with a class. Now let me explain, or let me introduce you to the concepts of a what we call it a access modifiers. Okay, so access modifiers. So as you know, in Java, if you are come with like programming knowledge, there are access modifiers, we call them. Okay, let me type in here for you, access modifiers. Modifier. Okay, so modifiers. There are three types of access modifiers. The first one is a public. Okay, this is the public, and the second one is a private, and the third one is the protected. Okay, the protected. So these are the three access modifiers we have to know. So let me explain to you by each of them. Okay, for example, what is the public access modifier? So public access modifier, you can access anywhere, both in the class. Okay, in the class you can access in the class or outside of the class using this public. Okay, let me type for you the public. Okay, let me type the definition for you. You can access, okay, both inside and outside of the class. Okay, you can access the inside and outside of the class using this public modifier. Okay, so what's gonna happen if you use the private access modifier? If you are using the private access, you can only access the inside of the class. Okay, you can access only the inside of the class, which is not allowed to access from the outside of the class. I will give you example, no worry. First let me show you the definition. Now let me tell you that what is protector. Protector means you can access the inside and outside of the class, but in the protected access modifier, you can access within the class and as well as the subclass. Okay, not outside of the class. You can access it. You can access inside and as well as subclass of what? That class. Okay, that class. Okay, so you can access the protected in the class and also using with the subclass using the extend keyword. Okay, so I will give you the example. Okay, so now let me show you that example of how this works. Okay, so now first let me show you with the public modifier, access modifier. Okay, so what if I give it to this to be public? Okay, so I give it a public value of this body style. Okay, I give it this public access modifier to my body style, now as we defined, you can access both inside and outside of the class. Okay, so there is no a problem, I access it in here. So now let me try to access my body style. For example, let me say that let's car 1. Okay, using a public modifier, let me show you in here. Okay, in here let's car 1 is gonna be new and the car. Okay, so this car is gonna have for example a car or a body style of a pickup, a car, P-I-C-K, pickup car, and this name is a Ranger. I'm gonna create a Ranger which is produced in 1981. Okay, in 1981. So I think there is error saying that I don't know what is happened. Expected for arguments but got 3. Okay, oh yeah, I have to provide the color also. The color is gonna be blue. Okay, sorry. So now because I have provided a 4 argument in here, 4, that's why the red line is come in here. So this is how we do it, or we can access the public keyword. No worry, now the class in here, so the class is ending in here, but I am accessing it in the outside of the class, which is the we have to focus on the body style, which is the pickup. Now let me try to console.log the car1 dot body style. Okay, so it should have to print the pickup printed in here. It should have to print the pickup in here. Let me run it again and it's gonna give us a pickup. Okay, so our public keyword is working successfully. That is great, guys. So you are making good progress. So because this pickup is displayed in here, I use public, you can access it as I told you outside of the class. This is a great progress. Now let me explain to you how we work with a private keyword. Okay, so this public, let me comment for you guys. You can get the code in my GitHub repo. Now let me show you that this private how it works. Okay, so now to work with a private, for example, let me add this name of the car or the year. You can choose whatever you want. I choose the private. Okay, so as we defined the private, you can access only the inside of the class. Okay, so you can access only inside of the class. You cannot access outside of the class. Okay, so for example, if you are trying to access outside of the class, what's gonna happen? Okay, let me copy the same code. Copy the same code in here and paste in here. Okay, let me paste in here and I am saving, and let me console.log again and let me comment it. Okay, let me comment that car1 dot, for example, what we did a private is a name. Okay, a name. So car1 dot name. Okay, so now when I try to access this name, it says that the property name is a private and only accessible with the class. Okay, so Now we have a problem. We cannot access that private variable or annotation outside, but in a previous example in a public we access it. There is no a problem. Okay, there is no problem. So how to solve this issue? So it says that you can access only inside of the class. So inside of the class, if it is possible, let me create a method to access that. Let me say that a get car. Okay, let me say that a get car, and let me say that it is a string. I'm creating a function because I want to access this private. I have it says that there is red line, you cannot access. So to solve this, I'm creating a method which is called a getCar. I give it annotation of a string. So I explained the function annotation in my TypeScript tutorial, you can check it. So I created a function which is a string, and now let me return that this auto completion feature is good. So this body and this name and this year and this color, which is meaning that I am accessing that using this method, the body style, the body name, and the year and the color. Okay, so that is great. So how we gonna access is I have to say like car1 dot get car. Okay, we have to say like not gear car. So you have to say like get car, not gear car. I have to say like get car. Okay, now I am calling that function which I provide this corresponding value. Now there is no red line or there is no saying you cannot access. Okay, so now let me try to run the code again. Okay, let me save it and let me try to run again, and it says that a get car. So I don't want to be output like this. I want to make to show that this only the name is printed successfully. I forget that you have to add this because we are calling a method. You have to provide this open and close curly braces, not smooth these symbols. Okay, so save, and now let's run the code, and it's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? Let me save it and run it again, and it says that pick up Ranger 9081 blue. Okay, so there is not a problem with a private name. Okay, there is no problem with a private. Okay, so now I access it in the class, and now I printed using this. I solved it as using this method get a car. I access that name and I printed successfully in here. So that is great. Okay, so that is great guys, because we are accessing the private keyword. Okay, so that is a good example. Of a private how it works in TypeScript. Okay, let me comment for you. You can practice with the code. You can find it in the GitHub. So now the last one I want to show you, that is a protected keyword access modifier. Okay, protected access modifier. So as we defined, protected is you can access inside and as well as the sub of the class. So what does it mean? Okay, so if you provide the protected, if you provide a protected, for example, you cannot access outside of the class. You can access only in that of a subclass. For example, if I say that a protected a year, okay, now I am using a protected of a year, the number which is of the car. Now if I try to access the same code, okay, the same code in here, and I'm copying and paste in here that console.log the not a get car, and console.log the car1 dot for example the protected is the year. Okay, so if I print the year, it says there is a red line error. Okay, so property year is protected and only accessible with a class. Okay, so or it is accessible in a subclass, so you cannot access like a public. So to solve this, let's create a new class and let's access that protected class. Okay, so that is good. And now let me create another class. Okay, so the subclass, I'm creating a class of for example class of a truck, for example, or a pickup, a class of a pickup which is extend. You have to use this keyword in inheritance concept, and you have to use a car. We are extending from that a car. Then you have to put the constructor in here. Okay, so you have to say like a constructor, the same as we did in here. Okay, the same as we did in here. So you have to say like constructor, a body style to be a body style, a string name to be string name, and a string gear to be the string gear. The same is working in here. Okay, so you have to assign with this we use in constructor. But the main idea is we have to use the super. We have to use the super keyword. Okay, so because we are using this super keyword, is that we are inheriting the body style, the name, the year, and the color. Okay, so you have to use, let me show you again, the super keyword, the comma, and I want to access from the super. The super means I am calling the parent or the main class, which is called the car. Okay, I am calling the car. Okay, so now, so I am calling the car, and I want to access the all variables of that car. I want to extend. So I have to use the body style, the name, and the year and the color. Okay, so this is great. This is very great, guys. So you can we assigned the pickup, and we extend from that class. Now let us create the instance. For example, let my pickup is equals to a new pickup is new pickup, and let me give it a value of the body is gonna be a pickup Ranger, and the name is Ranger, the year is 1981. I want to be a blue. Okay, now save it, and now let me try to console log the my pickup, the spelling is not working correctly. My pick up is equals to new pickup. Yeah, so console.log my pickup dot year. Okay, dot year, year, comma, okay, protected and accessible. So to solve this kind of problems, okay, I mean, if I print my pickup, okay, if I print my pickup, pick if I print my pickup, and it's gonna say that. Okay, so now guys, I have to call the as we defined the protected access modifier. It says that you can access inside and as well as a subclass. Okay, so to access within the subclass, I used like the same thing, and I say like a get car. Okay, I call the method, and I created the subclass of the using that car. Now let me try to run the code, and it says that the pickup Ranger 1981, and it's a blue. Okay, let me save it, and again let me show you that the output. Let me save and run it, and it says that the pickup Ranger 1981, the year is successfully printed, even if we are using the protected, and the color is printed successfully. That is great, guys. Okay, so we covered successfully the how access modifiers work and the class works, and that so on top of this I want to guys understand about the getters and setters method. So let me create a new file. Okay, so let me close this file and let me create a new file, getters and setters dot ts. Okay, so what are getters and setters? They are used to access modify of the class property. Okay, so they are used to access modify of a class of a property. Okay, for example, let me create the same example of the car. Okay, a car, and I am trying to show you the getter and the setter, and I am creating a private. Okay, I am creating the access modifier of the private, and my favorite car is gonna be a string. It's gonna be a string, and I give it the value of my favorite car is gonna be a Mustang. Okay, so that is good. Now I am trying to show you that the getter and the setters method. So to use the get and the getter and the setter method, you have to provide to use the get keyword. To use that, I'm using the getter method. You have to use this get, and then you say like my favorite car. Okay, it's not have to be the same to be your class name. So you have to say like my car. Okay, you have to say like my car is gonna be, and you say like my car is gonna be, and we have to say like return. Okay, we have to say return this dot what we call it, my favorite car. Okay, this dot my favorite car. So I created the getter method, which is called a my car, which I call it a my car, and you can annotate. Sorry, I didn't annotate this function. You can annotate to the string. Okay, so now I created the getter method, which is called my car, which is annotation of half a string, and I returned the my favorite car, which is assigned to this the car. Okay, so this is how we work with the getter method. Okay, so now let me create also the setter method. Okay, the setter method. Okay, you have to say like the set, and you say like my love car. Okay, you say like my love car, and you're gonna give it the value. Okay, for example, the value is gonna be for example, if it's gonna be the car, it's gonna be a car. My love car is gonna be, for example, this dot my favorite car. Okay, which is equals to, you have to give it the car of you provided the value in here. You may say you can change this to be value, and you can change this to be the value. There is no a problem in here. Okay, so the setters used to update that value, the getter used to access okay, so basically they are access modifier of that class property. Okay, so now let's test our code if it is working. Let's create a instance. Okay, for example, const for example, like my car data. Okay, my car data is gonna be a new, and let me create that my car. Okay, I created a car. This is the parent super class. I call it in here. Then guys, let me console dot log. Okay, my car data dot, for example, my car. Okay, I am calling the getter method. Let me save it and let me run it the code. Okay, let me save it and run the code. It says the Mustang. Okay, again let us run the code. It says that the Mustang, because the Mustang saying that we are calling the getter method. It's calling the above template or blueprint of the Mustang, and we are successfully printing the Mustang value. That is great. Okay, so let me comment this for you guys, the getter. Okay, and let me show you that the setter in here. Let me say like to setter works the same. For example, if you want to update that this my favorite car value, for example, you can say like my car data. You can call it my car data. Let me comment this, my car data dot, okay, my car data dot my love car, okay, is gonna equals to, for example, Ferrari. And let me console.log my car data dot my car, okay, my car, my car data dot my car, and or let me simply print console.log my car data. Let me save it and run it the code again, and it's gonna give us the object. So the point in here is that I want to update the value. Okay, I want to update the value. So to update the value is we have to say okay, or we have to provide my car data dot my car data dot. Okay. So guys, the setter works to update the data. Okay, so for example, let me call my instance in here which is called a my car data, and is my car data dot I want to access my setter which is called my love car. Let me give it assigned to the Ferrari, and I assigned to the Ferrari. Previously it is a Mustang. Now if I try to console dot log again, let me call the getter, okay, my car data dot my car data, which is this, and dot the my car method, okay, my car, okay, and save it and run it the code, and it's printing that the Ferrari successfully is printed. Okay, so the Ferrari is printed successfully. Okay, so a little bit confused, the topic is confused a little bit, but it is very easy, guys. Okay, so as you work on the getter and setters, they are very easy. So the Ferrari is updated, we work with the setters successfully. Okay, so for a summary, let me summarize for you that. Okay, so for the getter we used the first value. For the setter, I created the name of my love car, and I want to change that value. I give it the annotation of the string, and I give it my favorite car, or this favorite car is gonna be the value. Then I created instance. Then to the setters work that my car data, this instance, my instance dot my setter is equals to be the Ferrari, which is this value. So this value is gonna automatically assigned, it calls the super class and gives this value. And if I access the my car data getter in here, if I access my data car data instance of my car, it's gonna give us the update value, which is the Ferrari in here. Okay, so this is how it works, the getters and the setters. I hope this video explains for you the all concepts of the object oriented in TypeScript, and this is for today, guys. I hope you understand the object oriented in TypeScript well. So please like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next part of TypeScript tutorial. Bye bye.